This is my answer to evaluation question 3, which is, what kind of media institution might distribute your media product and why? So first of all, the kind of company that I would like to produce my film would be a medium-sized UK-based film production company. The reason why a medium-sized production company would be ideal is because they would be big enough for me to have a reasonable budget, but at the same time they would not be too large in the sense that they would be expecting a high-grossing and award-winning film, because personally I don't think my film will be that successful. Furthermore, an example of a production company that would be best suited for my film would be the British production company called Working Title Films. This is because this production company has previously produced a film that has a very similar genre to mine, which was the film called United 93. This appeals to me because I feel like the production team would have a lot of previous knowledge and experience that would really help me make my film as realistic as possible. Finally, I feel like this production company also ties in nicely with my audience research, because when I was carrying out my audience research, a lot of my peers stated that they had interest in films that had a lot of romantic comedy. And the film company Working Title Films have released a number of romantic comedy films, including a successful film called About Time. Hopefully my target audience may take an interest in my film, because they may see a few similarities between my film and the film About Time, which was also produced by the same company. So when it comes to distribution, my ideal film distributor would be a UK-based company called Verve Pictures. I'm really interested in this distribution company because they have really taken a different approach towards distributing films. For example, their distribution strategy is mainly based around social media, and I feel that this would also be the same for my film, because my target audience are within the same age group who are most likely to use social media tools on a day-to-day basis, such as Twitter and Facebook. Because of this, I can guarantee that Verve Pictures would put a lot of emphasis into promoting my film in this way. Although this company uses a lot of modern ways of distributing a film, I think it would be important for them to include some older forms of distributing films, such as the use of posters, TV adverts, and interviews with cast members. The reason why I think that the older forms of distribution would also be important is because it could potentially attract older audience members into watching my film, and they might help to critically bring a different type of perspective to my film. So when it comes to distributing my own film, there are a few methods that I would like to use. The main method would be social media, and I'd like to use a lot of Twitter. I would use the promoted tweets tool that Twitter offers me, which means I would have to pay Twitter a small fee, and this means that all Twitter users would be able to see my tweets about the film, regardless of whether or not they follow me. This is good as it can help raise awareness of my film to potential audience members. I would also have an official page on Facebook, which would have constant updates leading up to the film's release, such as cast interviews, competition, and previously unseen pictures from the film. I would also use quite a bit of digital technology as long as it wasn't too expensive. So I would have an exclusive app for the film which would be available for all audience members who use a smartphone or a tablet. The app would provide a lot of exclusive information about the film, and I would also include a lot of video content within the app because it can be easily played on their devices. I would also like to have my film distributed through the use of print. For example, I'd like to see a lot of advertising in newspapers and magazines so that I can attract different audiences who may not be as technologically advanced.